I'd like to encourage you, if you like what you see and you're finding benefit in it, please hit the like and click on subscribe, and we'll be glad to have you along with us. We'll let you know when we're putting more videos up that way. This is this colt's first time to work the flag, so what I'm doing here is just keeping his feet moving in a circle and directing his energy, and I'm wanting him to go past this flag without paying any attention to it right now. I want him to listen to me. So right there I'm needing to use my left leg, left rein, and try to get him to go forward. A lot of times these colts, when they first get exposed to this flag, they're so afraid of it that as soon as it moves, they just about leave the barn. He seems to be accepting it pretty well, so I'm going to let him sit there and look at it. Working the cow or working the flag, it's mostly backward motion, so you'll see me stop and back this colt a lot. I like to keep them pretty straight in their body, but all I'm really concerned about in this first work is to let him experience being around this flag and not be terrified of it when it does move. You see his ears come up and he's looking at that thing. He's really cautious. That's a nice look. We want that cowy look, but it can't stop his feet and let me put him where I need him to be. So that's all I'm doing right here is just asking him to move forward. I've started moving it there and let him come from behind. In other words, I didn't move it when he was right there at it. He was probably 30 feet away from it when I started moving. And when I let him move, he came up from behind to catch it. That's a difficult spot right there. When that flag, first time that flag comes towards them, sometimes they really have a hard time, and he handled it very well. I rode him up there just a little closer this time. Now I asked him to come back. Now turn and go with that. You can hear other horses snorting. They're afraid of it, but this colt doesn't seem to be too bothered. He's just intently watching it. I'm going to get stopped here. I want to wait until that ball gets back to my leg before I start him to move. He was in good position there. Then I can ride straight forward. I'll use whichever leg I need to help him to stay in position so that he has the advantage of being able to stop and turn either direction. That time he stopped pretty nice, looking at it real intently. What I'm doing there, when I back him up and point him up towards that flag and then take it on the same direction it was going, I'm just setting the stage for him to watch that flag. I'm going to take it to the left here. If you stop and change directions every time that flag moves, pretty soon that's all the horse wants to do is change direction. We want him to want to think about changing direction, but more importantly, I want him to watch and read that thing much like a basketball player would a defensive basketball player would watch the offensive player and only move when the offensive player was committed to moving. In other words, I don't want him just dancing around because the thing is not going anywhere. I want him to watch it, think about what's going on, and respond according to what he's seeing. So this is basically the initial exposure to this flag. He was wanting to turn a little early right there, and he wasn't wanting to turn correctly, so I'm backing him straight up here. Now I move that flag, I'll let him turn and come with it. Right there, I can ride him forward. I try to be pretty easy on them in the turns. His responsibility is to stop and make that turn. If he doesn't, I'll help him. But my responsibility is to ride him so that he stays even with the flag. that's when I'll come alive to get him up there where he needs to be. When he's in good position, I'll let him just look at it, let him have complete freedom. Step up there and take it to the left again. Nice. What was nice about that is mentally he was prepared to stop and change direction, and he was intently watching that flag. He's a little flat right there, but that's okay. We want him to go get in position so he can stop that flag. Let him think that he is the one controlling where that thing goes, if it moves or if it stays still. Got a speed control on there, so I'm starting it real slow, and then when he gets turned around, then I'll take it a little faster so he can get a little bit of experience traveling with it. You know, they'll get comfortable traveling across the pen with it where it's not scaring them, and that's what we want here in this first work. When I approach that flag like that and then move it, I'm initially starting to put some caution in that horse to keep him from wanting to charge up into it. A lot of times, especially really cowering ones, will want to get too close to it. So we have to teach them to stay back, that it's easier to stay back. See, I'm on the left side of it, it's going to go right. Step up there and stop that flag there. Something I always have to remind myself is to keep watching that flag. I need him to watch that flag, and he won't watch it unless I'm watching it. So if I catch myself looking down at my horse, I've got to remind myself, look up, look at that flag. See how intent he's getting on that flag there right now? Just ask him to come back off of it a little stronger right there, because he was hanging on the bit just a little bit, not moving his feet. He's got to give me his feet when I take a hold of him, and not push around up there in his face. And he's doing a real good job. But man, that's actually the first time this colt had a bridle on, and the first time he's working the flag. So he's got a lot of new experience going on here, and he's handling it extremely well. Now I'm taking him out past the flag. I'm going to back up to center, and then I'll have him turn, sit there, find center. Let him rest right on center.